Some special mentions today. I've just scrubbed my hands, by the way, and I cannot stop touching my face. I'm sorry, I'm aware of it. I know. I am in complete isolation, though. Next. So you know how we had that conversation yesterday? I feel like we had a conversation. It was mainly me shouting. Next are having a sale, which means that their head office is operating. Do you know how many people Next employ in their head office? 3,000. They're at work. Maybe some have been sent home, but they're functioning. Okay, because that seems important. And loads of people from car dealerships all over the UK. Car dealerships are being kept open and accepting test drives. First of all, what kind of a moron gets into an enclosed space with someone in this current environment? And what kind of a moron puts their staff at risk in that way? Who's buying a car now? Sort yourself out, Brian. Also, just want to check in to say how amazing it is too. But it helps, doesn't it? Well done, Joe Wicks. Legend. It's so cute watching these kids jump up and down. And Stacey, for example, going, yeah, I'll get up and join you in a minute. That's me. And my t-shirt says, some of y'all don't know what happened to Earl. And it shows. A reference to Goodbye Earl by the Dixie Chicks. A lovely heartwarming song about a woman taking revenge on her domestic violence husband. Enjoy it, won't you, on the swipe up? Let's all have a dance together. Do you remember when I said I wasn't going to run out of energy because I had loads of HRT? Yeah, I've also got a year's supply of caffeine because I drink decaf now and I have caffeine just building up. So I might get on that today because the latest is, and this is Next in particular, but I've heard it from others, and this will be my next name and shame. I don't mind. I'm here for the duration. Where else do I have to go? The latest is if you stay home because you have symptoms, they're not going to pay you unless you have a sick note. But how do you get a sick note when you're told to stay indoors with the symptoms and not even call 111? How are you going to get a sick note? Stop trying to screw over your staff. Just give them the money. For Christ's sake. Really? On a positive note, Primark are paying all of their staff until the end of March now and until the end of April, a month in advance. I'm going to share this video that has just wrecked me. I'm going to finish my tea and get in the shower and take a few deep breaths. Please watch the video that's coming up. Please stay home.
I'm Nick, and we are the Belfast Respiratory Team. We are now in the greatest medical crisis of our lifetime. Stay at home.
I'm Angela, one of the respiratory consultants. This is
Good news and arsehole news. The good news is Elizabeth Arden have just messaged me to say they are sending all of their teams home today with pay. The bad news is that Marks and Spencer's are refusing to close because they are a supermarket. But the people in clothing can't wear masks and can't wear gloves and are being told it's business as usual. Oh, also, they're in the middle of a sale. It is really, really easy to just put a rope around your clothing and fashion areas and let people get to the food and let other people go home, or move some of them to food. But no one is going to be offended by anyone wearing a mask or gloves in this climate. Like, M&S, come on. You're not a supermarket. You have supermarkets, you have food sections, so keep them open, absolutely. Who's buying tights and a bra? If you're going to Marks and Spencer's and it's not for food, what are you doing? What could you possibly need in Marks and Spencer's except food? Do you need a bra? Do you need knickers? Do you need a coat? Do you need school socks? What is it? Why can't you stay home? Also, just want to jump in again and say, goes without saying, if you are a key worker and you're in Marks and Spencer's and grabbing yourself some knickers because you haven't been able to get home and you're isolated from your family and your clothing, of course I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the arseholes who think that this isn't going to affect them and they can go about their day-to-day lives, and actually Also, just want to jump in again and say, goes without saying, if you are a key worker and you're in Marks and Spencer's and grabbing yourself some knickers because you haven't been able to get home and you're isolated from your family and your clothing, of course I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the arseholes who think that this isn't going to affect them and they can go about their day-to-day lives and actually it's just a nice long Easter break. It isn't. If you're a key worker in any way, none of this is directed at you. You have my full support. I'd like to walk down the street in front of you going, key worker, move! But I can't, because then I'd be putting us all at risk. Something I seem to have in my head and quite a few people don't. We need to lock this fucker down. Boris Johnson needs to get off his arse, brush his hair, and say, we are locking you down. And don't use me saying that they can go and buy knickers as a reason to keep open the knicker department. All it takes is a doctor or someone with the scrubs to go, I really need some underwear, and they look exhausted, and someone in Marks and Spencer's goes, let me take you over there, madam, I'll get that for you. Thank you for your service, madam. Is there anything else you need? Or, sir, obviously, but when I'm thinking knickers, I have women in my head, this is manageable if people are sensible. Get out of the way, let the key workers do what they need to do. Okay, I've got loads of industry stuff coming through now, not related to closing and things. Next to closing, no word on how they're paying their staff. I will keep you updated if I find out. Oskia turned their factory over and could provide. Boots have just told their sales floor staff that work in beauty that they are all going home today with a minimum of 2 weeks' pay. Well done, Boots. You took your time, but you come around. You come around. There's always some stragglers. Jack Wills, still open. Pretty sure Jack Wills is Mike Ashley, which shouldn't surprise us. Just going to turn my timer off. Yes, I time how long my tea brews for. What am I, an amateur? IKEA. All of the places that people traditionally go to when they're off work. IKEA, B&Q, Homebase, all of those places are rammed. Who's more stupid here? The people who own the shops or the people in them?